All right, guys, today's topic is will Planet Zoo come to console this summer of 2023? And I know one of the things that's a downside to that is if we have Planet Coaster to go as any indication, that probably means that active development on Planet Zoo will be coming to an end, if it's not already coming to an end. And I think really though the game is in a good place. I think it was a really good run. I think it blew even Frontier's expectations out of the water. Just if you simply read some of their shareholder and annual meeting reports, the way they kind of talk about Planet Zoo, like surprisingly still doing well and continued development of DLCs. We know that what Planet Coaster had, I believe they stopped. Their final DLC was number 8, and Planet Zoo is actually on 13, I believe. With the Tropical Pack, I believe, was Planet Zoo's 13th DLC. So we already got 5 more than Planet Coaster offered by the time it got to its console release. And do I think Planet Zoo is going to go to console? Absolutely. I think that is going to give the game so much more, so much more length, so much more life. Do I think any more DLCs are going to come after the console release? Probably not. I think that is it's definitely one of the things that you see mentioned most now. Anytime Planet Zoo tweets something, or they put something on Facebook, or they put something on Instagram, 9 times out of 10, basically the first comment's going to be, when console, when console. And so I think that is absolutely going to happen. But when it happens, still a little bit unknown. My gut feeling is probably this summer, end of this summer. Do I think that Planet Zoo will still be actively getting new content and DLCs by December of this year? I would highly doubt it. I think they've achieved everything they want to achieve with this game. I think there might be a pack left, possibly kind of a big summer pack left, but I think that's probably, I would say, just from I don't have any inside knowledge of it, but just from a observation standpoint, I would say the summer is going to be the end of active Planet Zoo development with the switch over to a console edition. And you guys will let me know down in the comments if you think that's not true, or if you think we'll be playing this game late into 2023 with new scenery, new animals. Of course, they can always, the thousands and thousands of animals, they could always do that. But I just think that they have got it really in a good place. And I think they've actually developed it a lot longer than they probably initially planned. But that's a testament to you guys and how passionate that Zoo Tycoon, old school zoo simulation players were. And I think it's really a testament to such a good capture of casual players that were able to jump in, maybe never even touched Planet Coaster. Because, you have to admit, this game, I would argue it can be pretty overwhelming for a new, casual, non-Planet franchise player. Now, of course, if you played Planet Coaster, I think you would be able to jump right in. Things feel really familiar, really intuitive. And I don't think that those type of players, a little more of the hardcore, serious players, had much of an issue. But I think it's a pretty good testament that they were able to capture a lot of casual players that just wanted to jump in for an hour or two. An hour or two a week even, and just jump in and, breed some animals and start their little zoo. I think this tailored to them pretty well. But then as time went on, I think Frontier realized that their bread and butter, as usual, once you move into year 3, year 4, is more of your hardcore player. And I think they have done a wonderful job listening to feedback and implementing a lot of the things that we wanted implemented. And you know, with, of course, there are some, you know, the proverbial elephant in the room, not really having birds. I know we got really excited with the Twilight Pack when we saw what they were trying to do with the, I believe it was the Egyptian fruit bat. When we saw, though, when we kind of saw moving in that direction, we were thinking, oh, maybe birds do have a place in this game, and they're going to be slowly introduced. It hasn't happened yet. You would think if it was going to happen at all, the tropical pack would have blew the lid off of us, you know, actually being able to have, you know, actual birds in our parks, even via walkthrough exhibits, but it hasn't happened yet. One of the things I've kind of mentioned to my buddies, just either on Discord or on Twitter, whatever, is I keep going back to, I think if we were going to have birds, we would have had them already. Like, I don't think that's a 2023 thing now. I think that would have happened a long while ago. I don't know. I have no insight into tell you why it never did. I don't know. I mean, you know me, I'm always kind of harping on the Cobra thing or engine limitation thing. You know, with Frontier having poured so much resources into Cobra. And if you don't know, Cobra is Frontier's proprietary engine, so they don't create these games on Unreal or, you know, anything like that, or Unity. This is a proprietary in-house Frontier engine that they've developed for years and years and years. I believe Cobra's been around since, you know, back in the early Elite Dangerous days. Could even possibly be the early 2000s, late 90s, when David Braben and them kind of forged the path forward with their own engine. So I'm just always wondering, like, when these massive things don't happen, a la, no, water parks and Planet Coaster, like a lot of water issues, even water animal issues in Planet Zoo, no birds. I just always seem to come back to, is it an engine limitation? Are they just simply not able to produce the level of animation, or, you know, to suit them to be able to put out, you know, into the world? And it's always just been my big question. Does Cobra hold Frontier back when it comes to some of these glaring omniscient, you know, of these big features that get brought up a lot in their games? But I don't know. You'll just have to kind of let me know. Do you think that is it? Or this will be another question for the comment section. What is your, if you had to guess, why do you think birds have been omitted from Planet Zoo to this? I mean, you know, we're here almost at the beginning of May of 2023, and that has never really come to fruition within the Planet Zoo universe, and aquariums either. Of course, I know people have kind of wrote off aquariums for a long time, like of something that's never going to happen. Don't even mention that or worry about it. But everybody kind of always still held birds as a strong possibility for Planet Zoo. And like I just mentioned, we're here at you know, basically May of 2023 and still no birds. But other than that, you know, we have a plethora of animals and features that were, you know, requested over the life cycle of this game that they were able to implement. And, you know, one of the coolest things about Planet Zoo is they've always taken a really relaxed approach to Planet Zoo. It's never tried to be anything it's not. They've always just kind of stuck with their little vision, did their little rollouts of DLCs every 3 months. And for me, I mean, I haven't played Planet Zoo in a good while, but it's always been a pretty pleasurable title to me. I mean, there was times where, you know, I would sit down here especially on Saturdays, Sundays when I'm not at work, and would put in 7 or 8 hour days. Like, think back when Drufus and I were really hardcore into Beyond Wolf Nature Preserve. Some of those Saturdays, him and I would fight back and forth about, when are you going to send me the park file? Come on, I feel like building. I've got a bunch of ideas. I've got to do this. And then he'd be like, well, I've got ideas. I'm still working on this. So we were, this game really, really captured our attention. And plus two, we had the Planet Coaster kind of vibes we were winding down off of. Those projects were, that was just kind of when Planet Coaster was kind of at the end of its cycle for us, and everybody was kind of winding down, except for those really true hardcore Planet Coaster players. And Planet Zoo, it just ushered itself in at a perfect time for us when we were at our kind of like our Planet Coaster low. We were at that really low tide, and Planet Zoo came in and, kind of just lifted us up, and really, really, I think Planet Coaster propped us up really well to kind of understand Planet Zoo and really kind of hit the ground running with that. And but yeah, I think Planet Zoo, it's had a very, very excellent run monetarily, and just in the kind of in the hearts of these zoo simulation players. I think it's been a wonderful, wonderful title, and I think it's just been a smash hit for Frontier. It really kind of hammers that point home that they've really stuck with what they know, and they've done a really, really awesome job, I think, executing this very, very prolonged roadmap, even longer than what they thought would be possible with Planet Zoo, and the reception from the fans, and just what they were able to accomplish with this game. There are some things that it was weird. It's like when people say, well, I wonder if we're going to get a Planet Zoo 2. I don't even think that option with this generation is even a thing. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe by the 2030s, 2033, you might be able to look at that. But I think Planet Zoo, with respect to Planet Coaster, took such a leap forward with that lighting package and the weather, and just the the aesthetic of the Planet universe. I wouldn't even trouble yourselves with worrying about a Planet Zoo 2 for a very, very long while. But it's just one of those things where I think this game will live on for quite a while with the hardcores. Of course, casuals will end up moving on. But this is I think this setup, this game, it's got a lot of replayability. I think people will be playing this for years and years to come. Literally right now, it is a little bit after 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning. However many years after this game released, and there are still 4,000 people in game right now in Steam. And so this is, these are numbers without a console release. And I just think that that will really kind of prop this game up even further. But like I said, I also feel that they will follow the Planet Coaster path. And I don't know if we get simultaneous new DLC releases once that console version hits. It seems like once that happens, then your active development is essentially over. But maybe not. Who knows? Maybe we'll get new packs going forward that'll incorporate, a post-console release. So we'll just have to see. But those console players are going to have a lot of catching up to do, with 13 DLCs and, just the massive amount of management features, and just all the, the career mode and the challenge modes, and, just people diving into sandbox mode for the first time. It is going to be, I think it's going to be quite overwhelming and quite a good time for console players. And of course, too, a lot of PC players will love to have, they would love to pull up Planet Zoo on their PS5 or, their Xbox, just to be able to say, okay, look, I'm playing this on my console, this game that I've loved and I've played for, quite a few years now. I have it pulled up in my living room, and my girlfriend is playing it with me, and she's, just released a bunch of giraffes in her zoo. and people that don't have the beefy computer, because we have to, you have to admit that after a while, the Planet Zoo, the Planet Universe is kind of plagued with the Planet Coaster issues, the lagginess, the the quirkiness of building large piece count zoos. I think eventually catch up to all of us, especially if you don't have a sort of beefy rig, or if you're particularly trying to play this on a laptop. That will be. That will be pretty interesting to see people be able to jump in, more casuals be able to jump in and just go crazy on their PS5 with the zoos and stuff. So that is very interesting. It's a very interesting topic. It always kind of hits both sides of the aisle when you talk about Planet Zoo. Coming to the end. Some people even get offended, like, why would you even bring this up? Guys, don't shoot the messenger. I am just an observer of Frontier style and gaming. Kind of been around them a long time now, and I can, you can almost kind of tell when things are reaching the end. And like I said, I will come back and check this video. It's only April. It's the beginning of May 2023, so come back here in August and we'll kind of see where the game sits. But I would, if I were you, I would plan on a console release probably by mid to the end of summer. What do I know about modding or any kind of official modding tool? As of course a lot of you know, Planet Coaster got the Theme Maker's Toolkit. We don't know anything about that. I wouldn't think that would be a thing for Planet Zoo, where they would let you go in and bring in your own animal models. I mean, possibly once the game is officially done selling DLCs, kind of like they did with the Theme Maker's Toolkit. Once Planet Coaster got to the end of its, active development life cycle, they kind of brought that tool in. But then, of course, the modding community is really strong with Planet Zoo, more so than I would say Planet Coaster. And these guys, I think they have a long list of plans that they want to implement. Basically, once they know that Frontier will kind of stop breaking mods, once those last big, updates come out. I think the modders will really, really go hard. I mean, look, Anaki and them and Leaf were just showing off the scaling mod, just a couple days ago. And I just think the modding community is going to give this game legs for the hardcore players for many, many years to come. I mean, look how long the Zoo Tycoon modding community thrived and is in some sense still thriving. There are still a lot of holdouts that never came to Planet Zoo. They're still playing Zoo Tycoon to this day with the help of mods, and I think the same thing will happen with Planet Zoo. But anyways, guys, I digress. I have babbled on here long enough, boring you guys. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down below. How long of a life do you think Planet Zoo still has? And do you think they have much more in store for us? Do you think a console edition is coming soon? Or do you think that might be more of a fall or winter thing? How long of life do you think Planet Zoo has left from a development standpoint, officially from Frontier? So yeah, let me know down below and share this with your friends. And I'm S. Dan Wolf, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. See you.